What's up guys, Matt here and welcome to this review. In today's review, I'm going to be talking about a fragrance that comes from the year 1997, though the year 1997 is, it doesn't seem like the right year for this fragrance to be released in all fairness, because this is a blend that is no doubt trapped in the 70s, maybe even the 80s. And the fragrance that I'm going to be talking about is the very rare, very hard to find, but truly fantastic fragrance that is Vermeil for Men, however way you want to pronounce it. I'm not quite sure of the pronunciation. I used to say Vermeil, but I've seen other reviews and people have said Vermeil, so I'm not quite sure about the pronunciation. But yeah, this is the fragrance I'm going to review for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoy. So this fragrance is classed as an amber fougere. I would say that's actually quite a fair statement for this fragrance. Released in 1997, although like I said, it does have a lot of 70s, 80s influences in there. Truly is a one-of-a-kind fragrance, this. Here's what the bottle looks like. It's absolutely stunning. It looks like an old-fashioned lighter. Like with the whole, look, this looks like the part where you press down and the flame would come out. I really like the gold. I love the design on the front. I love this design right here. It really reminds me of those 90s cars, especially Rovers, which were a British car manufactured in the 90s, although they're discontinued now, I think. It really reminds me of that, although it could also remind me of maybe like a leather wallet. It really has that design. Looks really, really cool, I think. And we also get Vermeil for Men underneath, and we get what looks like a cat, a leopard, or some sort of cat. Looks really cool. And we get Jean-Louis Vermeil, or Jean-Louis Vermeil, 100ml, 3.33 fluid ounce, 85% volume, made in France. That's what it says on the bottom there. So, yeah. Now, I would show you the box. Usually I don't show you boxes, but this fragrance comes in a very unique packaging. It comes in this plastic container, if you like, with a plastic door that you open. And the fragrance pretty much sits inside it with in like a leather pouch or like a soft comfort pouch so that the fragrance doesn't get damaged, although the fragrance itself doesn't really sit too well inside. So if you do manage to find this fragrance, be careful. Sometimes when you buy it, it'll have like a seal so the fragrance will not fall out, but when it comes to unpackaging it, do be careful because the fragrance can drop out of the packaging quite easily. So yeah, that is the presentation. It's just stunning, right? I mean, I absolutely do love it. Really, really classy looking bottle. Let's get down to how the aroma is. So the perfumer for this fragrance is unknown. The house itself doesn't have a lot of information about it, which I find really bizarre. There isn't a website, there isn't any information on who Jean-Louis Vermeil is. It's very, very strange. Very strange indeed. There are a few flankers to this. There's a red version, there's a black version, and I believe there's a white version, although I haven't smelt those ones. This is the only one I've smelt. And the aroma for it is completely unique. There isn't any other fragrance, at least to my nose, that this fragrance smells like. It's completely unique, completely one-of-a-kind scent. So let's get to it. So instead of showing the notes, I'm just going to explain to you what I basically get. So what I basically get when I first spray this fragrance is I get an intense green opening. It's very woody, it's very balsamic, with really nice elements of this galbanum note, which is just absolutely beautiful. And of course, galbanum is described as smelling quite forest-like, so it gives it a real earthy smell, although it has quite rich and spicy undertones with it. There is also a very, very nice black currant note in here, which really shines underneath the fragrance, with giving it a slightly fruity vibe, along with this really synthetic Mandarin Orange. Now, Mandarin Orange is a note that I happen to like very, very much, although on its own it's very bland, hence why in fragrances, if it's put in a fragrance nicely, it often blends really, really nicely with the other notes combined. It is still rather lovely though, even though it is synthetic, it isn't 100% realistic, it is still very, very nice. There's also a bit of a spicy rose in here as well, which I'm guessing is the carnation. Stunning. And that starts to really appear more and more after the 10-minute mark, but I am starting to get it right now. And there is a lot of florals in here. There's freesia, there's jasmine, and there is, of course, my favorite floral, which is ylang ylang in here as well, which Comes through very rapidly, I would say, into the 10th minute also. It mainly dries down as well to the main player being oak moss. There is also a very nice vetiver in here. Patchouli is also really dominant, and of course there is a very nice woody cedar wood in here also. So the fragrance to me is just so unique. It's completely different from anything else I've smelled, like I said before. The longevity for it is also pretty incredible. I get about 8 to 9 hours out of this, and this is an eau de toilette. Fantastic. All of them combined creates a very, very beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And we're going to talk about it overall now. So the overall smell to me is it's very green. And there is also this tobacco element to the fragrance as well. Now, tobacco isn't listed, but there is a very strong tobacco smell. Now, the type of tobacco that I get in this, it's almost like a burning cigarette. If you've ever smelled a burning cigarette in an ashtray, then you'll know exactly the type of smell I mean. Although it's got a touch of sweetness with the blackcurrant note. It creates a nice little bit of fruitiness. It's quite nice. It's not overly fruity, but there is a fruity nuance within the scent. And of course the florals with the freesia, the jasmine, they come in very nicely. There's also that touch of ylang ylang, giving it that bit of class. I like the note of ylang ylang because it does create a nice oriental floralness to a scent, and it can often smell like bubblegum depending on the blend. But in this, it's not like that. It creates this almost ethereal smell, which I cannot describe any more than that, really. It's ethereal, it's very distinctive, very classy, and just incredibly unique. So yeah, like I said before, to me, it's just an amazing scent. It really is. I cannot say any more good stuff about this. If you are into those old school fragrances of the 1970s, the 80s, you're going to love this. You really are. Like, when you spray it, it doesn't have the punch of an 80s or a 70s fragrance, but when it's on, it actually stays really close to the skin. Although it does have this beautiful, what seems to be a potent smell, although it isn't potent itself. It's very different. It's very distinctive. It's just unbelievable, the fact that I don't know who designed this, and for the smell to be so fantastic, and for the performance to be fantastic, and the overall feel of the fragrance is fantastic. And I mean, the bottle design itself is also fantastic. Although I will say, I mean, it isn't exactly solid. This is glass, of course, but all this is plastic here. Everything is plastic. And I do feel like over time the gold may come off. But yeah, it's an awesome fragrance. If you can still find this fragrance, I would highly, highly recommend it. I was able to get this from FragranceX. I can't remember how much I paid for it. The prices do change every single day. But yeah, FragranceX I got this from, and I haven't looked back at all. So yeah, guys, that is my review for Vermeil for Men, or Vermeil for Men, however you want to pronounce it. Fantastic fragrance that you should definitely add in your collection if you're into distinctive fragrances. It's incredible. So yeah, that's the end of this review. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Also, as well, just a bit of heads up, I'm thinking of doing another live stream tonight, talking about fragrances again, and just, hanging out with you guys, because last night was absolutely awesome. I really enjoyed myself. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all so much. I will put a post up on my YouTube explaining what time I'll be doing the live stream. So yeah, stay tuned and keep an eye out. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video. Keep smelling good, and bye for now.